Okay, that's a little bit better. Hello there. I'm Dr. Elena Sherwood. I thought I'd come on here live here on YouTube on September the 2nd. September the 2nd. Yes, it is. 2023. I do a regular advice live segment on TikTok, but I thought I'd do one here on YouTube as well. And I would love for this to be a regular thing that I'm going to do. So what I'm going to start with is, if you are here and have some questions, let me know and I would happily answer. And I've also come with the top questions I've been asked over the last week. So let me just get started on that. Okay. So here's one. My husband always likes to make me upset. My husband, what did I do just there? Got that one. Okay. There we go. My husband always likes to make me upset and I don't know why. What should I do? Well, the first thing you really just have to do is let him know how you feel. Now, I suspect you've already told him I don't like that, but some people need to be reminded and be told passionately. These are the words you can use. You need to stop that because that hurts me. Do you understand that when you do that, that hurts me? And I need you to stop it. Will you respect me enough and honor me enough to quit that? Some people think it's okay, and some people don't know that it's really getting to them. And so you really sometimes have to be firm with your words. Okay. All right. My next question is, my ex left me, but wants to wait for me. When the right comes, is it worthwhile for me to wait for him? No. Anybody who comes and goes from a relationship as they please, oh, it's not a good time, oh, now, but not now, and any of that. No, because you need a sense of commitment and staying power in terms of what are you going to do when things get rough? And it sounds like it already is rough. So you need someone who sticks through the hard things and works them out with you. And so anybody who says, I'll come and go, no. A sense of commitment is an essential component of a healthy relationship. So without that, please don't wait. Oh my goodness, don't wait. Okay, next question. Okay, so is it wrong that my wife and I avoid conflict? Yes. In terms of the other issue I just talked about, you can see that if you're not dealing with the issues at hand, you're not getting anywhere. And so basically you're just cohabitating peacefully with the pretense of that underlayer of realness and truth telling is going to stay there. No, that's not healthy. And so it is not good. And I suggest you and your wife start getting busy learning. And basically you just sort of start with saying, I think we need to talk. I think we have difficult things that we need to converse about. I think there's a few things that we've been avoiding and ignoring. And so, yes, definitely deal. It's scary, I know, but you can't, because relationships do this all the time, and it's scary for all of us, by the way. Okay, next one. My friends abandoned me when I needed them. And because I got homeless, they no longer want to be my friends. Well, this is pretty self-explanatory, but I'll say this anyway. Any friend who abandons you because you are no longer serving them in the way that maybe they're used to is not a friend. So something about your situation has made them uncomfortable. Maybe they think, I don't know, maybe you're troubled and you're going to rub off on them and that this homelessness is contagious, or they just don't know how to deal and don't want to. That's not my definition of friendship, and I hope it isn't yours either. Okay. All right, next question is, so I'm getting mixed messages from my ex. He said this isn't the last time we're breaking up, and he also kept all our social media stuff up. What should I do? Okay, so we're back to the non-commitment here issue, right? Anybody who's giving you a half message is a full message of no. Because in relationships, you're either all in or you're all out. Half is out. 80%, you need somebody. Oh my gosh, I think you might be getting tired of, of me saying this, but no, if there is a no halfway in there, no, 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 no halfsies. No halfsies in relationships. It's either you're in or you're out. Mixed messages, get rid of them because that's inconsistent and unreliable. So I hope that helps you. Okay. Why do I always end relationships? Hmm. My sense is you are afraid of being abandoned or you're afraid of being hurt. People will do this, they will just automatically leave so they don't get left behind. Because maybe there's a part of them that's thinking it's just a matter of time before this ends and I will be left with a broken heart. Just so you know, all of us are afraid of pain from a broken heart. Nobody longs to be abandoned, but it happens. And so, just so you know, that fear is in everybody who gets involved in a relationship. So, my wish for you is that you confront that issue and that you start dealing with why is it that I am so afraid? What is it about my past? What is it about my own story that set me up to really be guarded? And that guardedness is going to keep you. It's going to keep a lot of people out, and it's going to keep you locked in a world by yourself. So I hope that helps. All right, my next one here is my ex emotionally cheated. We moved on, but I still think of it. What should I do? Okay. In my practice, there are two conditions to be met for a couple to move on from something like this. So the first one is, do you feel that you're the person with the wrongdoing? Do you feel that they are 100% remorseful for their actions? Like, can you look them in the eye and do you see that they're allowing themselves to feel the pain that you feel about this? Because if they're saying it's not really a big deal, let's move on, that's kind of dismissing your pain, right? But if you know 100% that they are remorseful and are not disregarding how you feel and are willing to let you tell them how much it hurts, that sure helps you with your healing. The other condition is, do you feel with 100%, do you know in your heart, in your gut, with 100% certainty that this is not going to happen again? If one of those conditions don't get met, I'm not sure that you have a real healthy relationship going on here. And so I would caution you in your process forward. So maybe you haven't yet healed because you haven't reached those conditions and it's scaring you. And I have to say, you should be scared because I have a feeling you'll be set up for even more heartache. Oh, thank you for the likes. I appreciate that. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm happy to do that as well. All right, next question. Okay, my boyfriend's friends find me socially awkward because I'm so different from them. They're in a science field, I'm in business. It's uncomfortable for me. What do I do? Okay, first of all, it's unfair for anybody to expect you to blend right into their crowd. It's not a very opening, warming thing to do, right? And so it could be that they're the socially awkward one and they just don't know what to do with you, who's kind of an outsider, which unfortunately happens because that's how people think, right? You're unfamiliar. I don't know what to do with you. I'll just ignore you. So depends on how invested you are with your boyfriend and how much you like him. This would be my suggestion. Um, Go into the friendships with them from a stance of curiosity and ask them, and park your ego. Allow yourself to just say, please be patient with me. Can you guys explain this? I'm really interested in your world. That really calms down a group if they feel like the outsider wants to learn about them. If you're judging and you're kind of looking at them like snooty, like, oh, you guys, you're so dumb or you're so whatever, like that's not going to help. So that's your piece. If you really like this boyfriend and you want to make this work, but just accept that it's not always you. It's probably not even you, but this is what you can do to adapt if you really do care about this boyfriend. All right, let me just grab a quick drink of my coffee. Oh, long distance. I'm in a long distance relationship. He said he stopped his feelings for me. What do I do? If your relationship crumbles because of the stress of a long distance relationship, then it's never been that strong. You're going to have challenges. And I've been married for 30 years. I've been married to a military person. And in that, I never expected to be a single mom a lot of the times, but I was. I never expected to be raising my kids alone for long stretches, but I was. My point being, that's just going to happen, and any relationship needs to be prepared to learn how to deal with long distance relationships. Here are some of the tips that I would give to anybody out there in a long distance relationship. I know this is tough, so bear with me here. I know what really helped me is I needed something regular. I needed to know what to expect. And so we set it up. So we had 2 phone calls a week, at the very minimum 1, and they were always on the weekend, either Saturday and Sunday. And so because this is back when we didn't have cell phones, it was all like he had public telephone, and that's how he made calls. And so that's what we did. When that wasn't possible, because he was in a big, long training thing where that wasn't allowed, there were letters. And so what I'm saying is you come up with your system. There was another stretch where I really didn't want us to be apart, but it had to be. And thankfully, this wasn't so far away. So this was, I let him know my need. I said, I need to see you within 2 weeks, within the first 2 weeks of this long stretch of the several months. And we made that happen. It meant 7-hour drive for both of us. We met halfway. But what I'm saying is identify what you need, come up with a regular system where you can connect. And the other thing is when you are in that time, whether it's a 20-minute phone call or a 20-minute, an hour FaceTime, disregard all other activities. Don't be multitasking. Don't be checking your messages or any of that. Concentrate only on each other and on connecting, because that connection is what's going to save your relationship. Someday it'll be your reason to fight for it. That's my advice to you. I hope that helps. And so if he crumbles because of this, good riddance, sweetie. Let him go. Let him go. You deserve better. All right. Long distance. Should I? This one cracks me up. Should I go back to my ex who left me before? No. Well, unless things have dramatically changed and you feel like she's is completely a different human being now, and you can see it in everything they do in their everyday lives, right? Unless you see that, the pattern will repeat itself. History repeats itself. Now, if you're really so badly in love and you really feel like this time it's going to work, and you get the sense from him or her, whatever, talk about what went wrong the first time. Like, don't just gloss over, oh, reunited, how amazing. No, don't do that. Start thinking about, okay, what went wrong? Both of you need to be adult to sit down and say, what did go wrong? Who kept leaving? Who kept avoiding the issues? Who kept whatever? Because again, unless you unpack that, you are going to break up again. or he will leave you again. All right. Ooh, I like this one. I like to be alone. Is that bad? No, not at all. In fact, I encourage people to have some alone time because how else are you going to hear what else is happening inside your head, inside your heart, inside your feelings, inside your psyche? You need a lot of alone time, one on one, to be away from all that stimulation and other people's needs, demands, and expectations of you. That said, make sure you are also not looking for excuses to be by yourself and sabotaging friendships or relationships because we as humans also do that. Sometimes we make sense in our heads to push other people away. Oh, I prefer to be alone, but really we're a little bit scared of other people. Normal, all of us are social beings that we are. It can still get really uncomfortable being around other people, so always check within yourself about what the issues are happening within you. All of the advice I give isn't about what your partner's doing or what other people doing. It's all about what you can do for yourself. So there's that. Okay, next. Okay. I can't stop caring about what an ex's family thinks of me. We were together 7 years. I still see them. Understandable. And I want for you to realize that nobody's opinion of you really matters but your own. And so many of us will have these preconceived ideas on what we think people are thinking of us because we're kind. And okay, who doesn't want to be liked? Don't we all want to be liked? And we all want to, I mean, we all want an easy life, right? But a lot of the things that we're thinking isn't always true because we are really good at lying to ourselves. Somebody might look at us in a funny way and we're thinking they're judging. Oh, it's my hair. Oh, it's my whatever. Sometimes they're looking right through you and they're looking at something else. Or sometimes they might even be thinking, oh, isn't she adorable? Whatever. So, what I'm saying is disregard other people's opinions of you because they don't matter. The only opinion in the world that matters of you is yours. Hope that helps. All right. Carrying back my ex. Okay. Do you believe exes can change? Not really. Okay, yes and no. Um, oh my goodness. Sorry, I'm just going to pause for a comment here. Hello. Oh my goodness, really love your advice. Oh, thanks for your time. I do have a question regarding father daughter relationships. Why can't I seem to get along with him after their divorce 8 years ago? Okay, so you're the daughter, and this is your father, and your parents divorced 8 years ago. It could be actually not you, it could be both ways. It's possible that your father is just a fairly reserved person. Maybe he feels really guilty for the divorce. Maybe he looks at you and thinks, "Oh my goodness, how have I failed her?" This is a very common thing that parents think of, by the way. I'm a mom, I have 2 adult sons, and I often think about, "Hmm, how have I failed them? Oh, I should have done more, I should have done less, I shouldn't have this." And so that's the plight of parents. So I wish for you to understand that in your heart. And so it's also possible that he thinks you're angry at him, either because of the divorce or for whatever reason. And so my advice to you is to not take that personally and just keep the lines of communication open, as in reach out. Don't expect much, but just kind of set the tone so he feels okay with um, so make it easy, as in you can say, hey, you want to meet for coffee? Or, want to just get together and go for a movie? Like whatever it is, invite little things. Don't read too much into, oh, no, thank you. I'm too busy. Oh, I'm going to be away. Don't read into that, but just continue to try. That's about all you could do. Does that help you? Let me know. Does that sort of rhyming with what you're feeling? Let me know in the chats. I would love to go deeper if I can. So I hope that helps. But if there's anybody else here with a question, please ask. That's what I'm here for. And let me know, Panky, if that helped. All right. Uh, okay, a second. Do you believe exes can change? I think I already said that. No. Some things that could change, and you have to be really careful with exes because we can get drawn to them and think that they look really good, and we can lie to ourselves, and they could be lying to you, not because they mean to be deceitful, but because they want to believe it themselves that they are better. It's very easy for you both to fool yourselves. And the proof, as they say, the proof is always in the pudding. Look at the actions instead of the words. Are these behaviors really legit, genuine, and true and authentic? So yeah, be your own wise interior. Listen to your wise self because you know a lot better than you realize. Okay. Yes. Thank you so much. One step at a time. Thank you very much. You are most welcome. And I'm going to try and come live here more often. And I really appreciate that I have an audience today. Sometimes I'm pretty quick because life is busy, and so I'm just glad that I'm able to help. If I can even help one person, I will be pleased. And you've already made my day that you're here. So thank you. Again, ask some more, even if it's a question for somebody else, or whatever, because I do a lot of lives on TikTok just because the way it is now, I have a larger audience there. And I can't tell you how often people say, I'm so glad she asked that question. That was on my mind and I didn't even know, and I needed that answer and I didn't even know. So again, thank you. All right. Okay, here's somebody saying, I have not been interested in social life. Is that weird? No, no, some people prefer one-on-one relationships with friends. Some people are just very introverted and very quiet. Some people are extroverted, but with their own conditions. Stop judging. There's no need to judge yourself and what you're supposed to do, what you're supposed to be, and what you're not. Just be you, celebrate your awesomeness, enjoy your quiet time. But again, similar to the advice I gave earlier, make sure you're also not finding reasons to keep other people away, because we are generally social beings and we do like being around people who make us feel good and who we can make also feel good. We are intrinsically social beings, believe it or not. And here's the best part of it. You learn a lot more about yourself as you interact with other humans. When you react to something, you learn that you react to something that you wouldn't normally know if you were just by yourself. And so it's kind of like you don't know the strength and the capacity of a vehicle unless you actually drive it and run it and give it a good jaunt, right? So again, but that said, I love my alone time too. Okay. Next, my boyfriend's mom shifted how she feels about me since I decided I don't want kids. That's not all that unusual to be. Okay, again, I'm speaking as a parent here. It's not unusual for parents to want grandkids, and for parents to be hung up on their own needs instead of their children's. I will say this, though. It is the parental obligation of every human to adapt to what their kids need. So one day it's diapers and formula or baby food. Another day it's teaching him how to fly a kite. And then it's like trusting him with a car. And so we have to, on our own, adapt to what our kids need. And so we don't get to judge who our kids decide to be with and who doesn't. And we certainly don't get to be mean to their partners. So we have to respect our children's choices. Now, we're not going to sit around and be, we see if we think they're harming themselves or in some kind of wrong way. Of course, it's also our job to do our parental role of advising and communicating to our kids, but that has its own place. And so we can't go around just willy-nilly deciding who we like and what we don't like when it comes to our kids' lives, because that will hurt your child. It'll hurt your parent, adult child relationship. And so be kind, be gentle if you're the parent. And if you are the daughter-in-law or girlfriend-in-law, take that you take your in-laws with a grain of salt. They're just doing their thing. Give them some time, and you don't actually have to like them. You just have to treat them with some semblance of respect the way you expect that back. And that's okay, because how many in-laws are troublesome? I mean, how many people have in-law troubles? And I suspect I will too, as my kids develop their own families, and I'm prepared for that. And so I have to keep myself in check, that I don't do the horrible things that many in-law parents do. Okay, that is the end of my questions. I am happy to entertain some more. What's the most common one? The one most common that I do get is on breakups, emotional cheating, and the long distance relationships for sure. Another one I'm going to address while I'm here is the emotionally closed off partner. I get this one a lot. My husband or my wife is emotionally, or my partner or my boyfriend is emotionally closed off. They're not emotionally intelligent or emotionally aware. What do I do? So here's my advice to that. Don't be condescending and say, why can't you be as emotionally intelligent and evolved as I am? No, that's unkind. So instead, just respect them and honor that and help them along. I do have a couple of videos here. One is on, are you considered emotionally closed off? And the other one is something like, is your partner emotionally closed off? So the interesting part is when we look at relationships and the research, none of it said your partner has to be emotionally open and expressive. Let me backtrack that. If they love you, and you know when they love you, and you love them back, and if they are committed to you, and that is reflective in their actions, and they respect you and value you as a human, the rest can be worked on. So I suggest, if your partner is such a person who needs some help, then help him. Maybe for the time being, you can introduce him to some emotion words by kind of looking at him. You can kind of joke about them and say, are you angry? Oh, I think you're frustrated. Are you worried? Like, help me. I'm trying to read your feeling. And maybe you can make a joke out of it, and maybe he'll say, leave me alone. But help him along. And it's okay for you to feed him from information to say, I think you're angry. Have I got it right? And so don't expect too much from your partners, you guys. When you think about it, we expect so much, right? And so don't, just kind of help it along. But there is a lot of books on this, but don't put so much pressure on them to be more like you, because that's just not fair. Just any more than I wouldn't like somebody telling me, hey, Elena, why don't you be less emotionally expressive and show less feeling? Ew, no. So that's the thing, is that is fixable. There are plenty of things a person can do to develop their emotional knowledge. Basically, it's just understanding what some of the words are, knowing when you're experiencing it, and then stating it or acting while you're in that feeling. All right, so that I covered that emotional intelligence. And I think, unless there's any other questions today, feel free to send me an email. It's all there on my in my link. It's basically my first and last name, Elena Sherwood1 at gmail.com, or comment on any one of my uh, videos already uploaded, and I will happily put your question in for my next week's live. I'll have to figure out a better schedule to do this, but I sure enjoy doing live advice. And so if you do enjoy what you're hearing today, please make sure you like and subscribe, share this information with anybody. And aside from that, I thank you for keeping me company. I thank you for your very vulnerable question. And I'm honored that you spent some time with me here. So until the next time, again, thank you.